Good evening and welcome back for the last time to The Longing. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, but also a little bit similar. Only minorly similar. Today we're going to be having a look at the Never-Ending Notebook, where I have collected together from the last 1,000 days all of the comments. All of the comments, I should say, in English, just because I can't confirm 100% the contents of the non-English ones. It's not that I didn't appreciate them, I do appreciate them and I wish I could put them in, but I just couldn't guarantee the content of them, if that makes sense. I'm a little bit amazed that some of the icons seem to have worked, and yet some don't. Now, Squadrel. There's going to be a few from Squadrel that are these squares, and they are a hamburger, or a cheeseburger, or burger in general, with a thumbs up. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has commented over the years. It is... it's a lot more than I was expecting. I'm not going to read them all out because we don't have time, because there's 204 pages and we normally get through 10 pages. This is going to be a bit of a longer episode anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to each page, and also we have now got the Never-Ending Notebook achievement. That is the second to last achievement that we had to get. But what I will do is that I will move through the pages at a reasonable pace, and if you want to read them, I would advise pausing the video in order to read them. Now, the structure that I've gone for is that each day starts with this sort of setup, and then each comment with who it is and when it was, followed by the actual comment itself, and then without a gap we've got the replies, who it was and when, and then the reply, and then there's a gap with a comment, as should be fairly obvious. There might be a couple of cases like this where it's possible there was a gap accidentally left at the end of the line or something, but generally speaking there shouldn't be like the comment is the main one, and then these replies, like these two replies for example, are to this comment. But anyway, all of these comments were either thumbs up by me or they were hearted by me, so if you don't see a comment, it's either because I've thumbs it up or I've hearted it. So let's get going through the comments. And we'll give, I guess 5 seconds per page. And if you want to pause it, so be it. Maybe 10 seconds actually, because otherwise it will be a bit too fast. And there are some of you who have been commenting for nearly 2 years now. Which is just incredible. But yeah, we are going to have to be making some fairly decent progress, because it is actually also quite late for me, which means I've got to really rush and push to get this done in time. That is a little odd. I obviously couldn't check this before we uploaded it, so there may be things like that where I couldn't test it, because as soon as we moved a page I would have got the achievement. I did have to read up on this, but I wanted to do this for obvious reasons, I feel. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I do appreciate everyone's comments, and you've taken the time to comment, so I've made the time to include it so that it's always part of it. Yeah, so that it is always part of it, because I think this experience will always be part of me, and I am slightly starting to tear up. There is a very high chance that by the end of this I will be fully in tears and unable to say the goodbye properly, but I will be making sure to say the goodbye properly. Yeah, so there is a very high chance of tears. So yeah, thank you very much everyone who's commented. Squadrel commented quite a lot of days in a row, or very consistently at the start, with the hamburger, with the burger and the thumbs up, which was always a brightener. And just seeing people's comments of encouragement and such really kind of made it a lot easier for me to keep going, you know. I really do appreciate everyone's comments. I don't think I got a single negative comment. Amazingly. I don't think I got a single spoiler, which is even more incredible. Yeah. At least I don't remember getting a spoiler. Which I just want to say thank you very much for not giving spoilers. It's very, very much appreciated. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but here was a consistent commenter in the early days. Perennial comer. Oh no, was a newcomer 4 days ago. Although that was actually about a week ago, so it's a little bit more than that. These I actually started collecting at the weekend. So about 4 days ago I started collecting them up, so and that took about, I want to say 6 hours for the first maybe 400 days worth. And then it was about the same again for the remaining, so it did take quite a while to get all these comments. Yeah, I decided to do the last few today, just so it's a bit less, you know. Oh, and if anyone wants to hear me read Moby Dick again, it starts at episode 159. Yeah. A lot of you said as well, with regards to my reading, that it helped you fall asleep, which I'm happy that it helped. Or some of you said that it helped you relax, or kept you calm during a busy day at work or in an evening. Which I'm really happy it helped in any way. Yeah. But thank you very much for, you know, joining. We've now reached the 10-minute mark, which is fine. That's kind of the length of our normal videos, but we're going a little bit over. Oh, this one has formatted a little strangely. That's fine. I'm actually quite surprised that at the number of these smiley faces that have come through. I'm quite surprised any have come through, to be quite honest. Yeah. It's good to know. Some haven't come through, but that's fine. There was no way of me knowing which would come through and wouldn't without going through, and I just didn't have time for it, unfortunately, to go through. I think I may actually also have to pick up the pace, because I do need to get this done and edited, rendered and uploaded this evening, and we are rapidly running out of time. And if we're giving 10 seconds per page, that is unfortunately gonna take, oh, how many pages? 150 pages at least. 1,500 seconds divided by 60. Oh gosh, 20 odd minutes just to get through the remaining ones. So we're gonna reduce the amount of time to 5 seconds, otherwise I'm really going to run out of time this evening, unfortunately. And you're just going to have to pause, otherwise we really are going to run out of time. Doesn't mean I appreciate the comments any less. It's just a matter of making sure it's in on time on the last day. You know, I'm sure no one would want me to do that. To miss the last day, that would be really quite awkward. So, yeah, here we go. Every 5 seconds, I'm going to push it along. I've just realised the time is actually dropping quite significantly, and I don't want that to happen just yet. And we'll see why at the end. So there may be the case that I rewind time just before the time runs out fully. Yeah, every page we do seems to reduce the time at the top by a minute. Definitely going to have to reverse time a little bit. I'm actually going to reverse time now. It's getting a little bit too close to the wire for my liking. good old Zarathustra to give us an extra couple of hours. Never-ending notebook. Still makes the time go down by an hour, by a minute, even when the time is reversing. Nearly halfway through the comments. Nearly halfway through the videos. The days, I guess. It seems like it was a reasonably even split, to be fair. At this rate, I'm going to have to reverse time once again. Actually, I may have to anyway because of the amount of time left and the amount of pages left. So that may not actually be an incorrect statement, as it happens. A lot of you said you would struggle to play this many days. Oh my word, what happened here? Good luck reading that one. I think that was something about cold ham sandwiches and such. So thank you for that one, whoever that was. I think that one was quite amusing. Oh yeah, Frau Brochen was quite a. I quite enjoyed the back and forth with Frau Brochen because it would just be a case of sending a coloured heart emoji with me replying with a coloured heart, and every time Frau Brochen would change the colour of the heart, I would change it as well, but it would always be the same coloured heart as in reply to the one that had been sent previously. In the sense that if a blue one was sent by Frau Brochen, I would reply with a green one every single time a blue one came up, if that makes sense. and no matter what, like whether the colour changed on Frau Brotchens, I would choose. I would go back and check if I'd used a colour already for that colour, and made sure to use the same one, which I thought was quite fun. I quite enjoyed that exchange. That was very nice. I did quite look forward to that. So thank you for that, Frau. The seconds seem to skip every now and again. There are some days where I didn't appear to reply to Frau Brotchen, but it was because when I replied, I was replying with a square, apparently, because when I was replying with the heart, something went wrong with the YouTube side. So I just didn't bother to copy the broken thing. But apparently none of the hearts were working, and I didn't know that. Otherwise I would have left mine in there. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. Squadrel commented not a burger and a thumbs up, so I replied with burger and thumbs up to remind, even though it was 600 days later or something, I still remembered. And Ahmed's reign recently has been quite commenting. Defected Glory as well. Shizuya. I'm sorry if I'm saying your names wrong. Yeah. I think Bobonas did comment really quite a lot earlier, like maybe in the first couple 100 days, so came back after quite a long bit, if I'm not mistaken. Quite a few of you said I should audition for audiobooks. I wouldn't even know where to begin. If any of you happen to know anyone in the audiobooks business, feel free to send them to my channel. I'll send them a link to the video or one of the videos where I'm reading. 159, episode 159 is where I start Moby Dick. You know, only if you want to, no pressure. I'm not clamouring to do it, but it would be pretty interesting, I think. Because I could potentially do it as a bit of an extra thing, rather, maybe. Or if it ended up taking, and if it did end up that my voice was wanted and I was able to make a living off it, maybe I would swap to audiobooks. But again, that would be entirely dependent on so many factors. And there's no guarantee of it, there's no promise of it, there's none of that. It's all just a what if. Yeah, Defected Glory within the last 100 days or so really did start to comment quite a lot. I sometimes didn't know how to reply to them, but they were always appreciated. So there was always at least a heart, if not a full-on reply. Because some days I was just not in a good headspace and didn't have the energy for it. And here we are, getting up to the last few days. Day 999. Comment Shizuya 1 day ago. Good evening. Reply Wazations 21 hours ago. Good evening. Comment Ahmed's Rain 3170 19 hours ago. Last time saying come back tomorrow for more of the longing is really breaking my heart. And then that was a breaking heart what's it called? Emote. Reply Wazations 10 hours ago. I very nearly started to cry as I was saying that whole outro. Cry emote thing. And that's the end of the comments. I've added day 1000. No comments today as this is the last day. I wanted instead to say a massive thank you to everyone who has joined us on this journey. There were 510 comments in this book, but that does not include the non-English comments that I couldn't 100% guarantee were okay to include. I think they were okay, so thank you for those comments regardless. Every comment was either liked or hearted by me. There were 568 replies to comments, including my replies. 1,000 days has been a large undertaking for me, and we began this journey on the 1st of January 2022, so it is amazing to be here still. And it has been quite a journey, and we've got 10 minutes of in-game time left. And there's one last thing I want to do, and I can feel the tears coming. There is one last thing we are going to do. Before the time runs out. And I hope some of you can have guessed what we're going to do. Finding this was genuinely an accident. I genuinely didn't know this was going to happen. I did find out that this was a thing. So, but at a later date. So I've made the decision that rather than waking the king, we're going to go into the shiny thing. I didn't read up really what it did. I just knew it was an option. And I feel it's a more fitting ending. Because while it would have been pretty cool to have woken the king up after 400 days, I feel like this is a bit more of a fitting end, shall we say. I don't know what's going to happen, what would happen if I woke the king up. I just know that that was an ending. I know that this is an ending. And I know that there were a couple of other endings throughout our time here. But oh no, don't pick up the carpet. But for the very last time, I'm gonna cry. For the very last time, thank you very much for joining us today in our adventures in the longing. We're going to take this door and see where it takes us. End the game. You can't play again. I feel like that is very fitting. So, I almost don't want to click it. So yeah. Ooh. This is quite a struggle because this has been 1,000 days of my life. It's been the last 1,000 days of my life. And, oh, here come the tears. Yeah. I just want to thank everyone who has been with us through it. I don't know what's next, what's coming next. I don't know what the next step is. But this chapter is finally over. Whew. So, thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you all have a wonderful morning. Oh, I've said that already. I can't do this. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you have a wonderful one of it. And for the very last time, thank you very much for joining us in The Longing. And there will not be another video tomorrow. Thank you, and goodbye. I once dreamed that I was the king myself. What a beautiful dream that was. The longing has ended. Ooh. I should have prepared with some tissues. I don't know how long this goes on for. I don't know if it keeps going or what. But I think we will go for a little bit at least. Right. I feel like this will just keep going. So once we get back to the loop, I think that will be it. Loop of the start of the music. Oh, there are definite tears. I think we're going to leave it at that because we're running out of time. So, one final thank you and goodbye.